I love how the thing pops up and says, "You are live." As if I was dead. Oh my goodness. Sorry I had to change to the time on this. I know I do that all the time, where I schedule it for a certain time and then I kick it back like an hour or 2 hours sometimes. So anyway, we'll see if anybody wants to come and hang out. I know it's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock and on the East Coast. So hopefully some of you guys are awake. We'll see. I'm just going to wait and see if anybody's here. Oh, there's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. How you doing? Woohoo, you were first. You were first to the party. And there's Linda. Hi, Linda. How you guys doing? Man, I've become addicted to. Oh, Carla. Hi, Carla. There's my Carla. Oh, hi, Heather. You got your little journals, your little notebooks. Those were so fun to make, you guys. I've been talking to my son Adrian about, like a collaboration kind of thing, and um, possibly because when I was making those little books, I just thought, God, it would be really nice if I wasn't using this, like, I don't know, somebody else's design for the covers. You know what I mean? Like the paper that I used on the covers, and I thought I should paint them. But I thought, God, that's 50 little journals, and that's quite a lot. So anyway, so I've been talking to Adrian, and he and I have some ideas about putting together some sketchbooks, and he and I will design them together, and he can do some artwork for the covers. And I'm super excited about it. Like I'm already like shopping for papers to fill them with and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it is really exciting. I'm super like motivated. I just hope I can kind of keep him motivated. Like I don't know, we were talking about doing like limited editions of them, like say two different sizes and with the same design, but two different sizes and only make 25 of each size, but hand bound, still like handmade. So anyway, and he's got this like resin printer that he said he's got some ideas for things that we could do to make like charms for the journals and stuff like that. Um, who have I not said hello to? Looks like Heather. Oh, yeah, Heather. She's the one that said she got her journals. And Peg. Laura. Hi, Laura. Look, I still have my little Laura's. So I'm sorry if my screen, I decided to turn on the autofocus because I figured I would probably be wanting to hold things up closer to the camera, and if I don't have autofocus on, then it won't work. So I'm sorry if it goes wow 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 like that. Um yeah, and Stacy, I won the journal that was part of your journal collab. Thank you. Oh, you did? Oh, right on. Those were really fun to make. Those took forever, didn't they, guys? And Lori, hi Lori. Helen, you're interested in some sketchbook journals? Right on. Yeah, anyway. So, first thing I thought I would do, since you guys are here and I'm here, and Amazon just showed up today. I thought I would just kind of show you a little small Amazon haul. And then DHL also came today. So I have something kind of cool to show you. I also have some YouTube channels. This is going to be kind of watercolor heavy on the content today. I've been really kind of getting into trying to learn more about watercolor, and I've been really getting a little more serious about it, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm just going to show you. So this is just some stuff that I got from Amazon today. So these are some like miniature paint brushes. The brushes aren't miniature, but they're for painting miniatures. They're cheap. They're the Artistro brand. And I had another set of brushes very similar to this. I think they probably are all made by the same company and then just branded, however, but the ones that I have are getting pretty worn out. So anyway, so I ordered another set of these. I think they were like $6.99, something like that. But they've all got pretty fine, they've all got some pretty fine points, like small sizes. So this one is like a 5-0. Let's see, what's the smallest one? This one might be the smallest one. No, it's a 3-0. That 5-0 might be the smallest one. But anyway, these are really nice for just like fine details on watercolor. But I mean, they're good for acrylic or gouache or whatever, all different types of media. But anyway, so I got another set of those. There's 11 brushes in the set. And if you guys want me to, I'll put links in the description to some of this stuff. We might test some of these out today. You never know. You never know. Anything could happen, right? Yeah, so I've been binging some YouTube channels that I wanted to tell you guys about. Some pretty cool YouTube channels. One of the things that I've been wanting is lighter weight, but still decent quality watercolor paper. So rather than always having to use like 300 pound or 300 GSM or 140 pound watercolor paper, I wanted to see if I could find something that was a little bit lighter weight. Now this one is still, I don't know if it's 300 pound, but I got this is the 5x7 size. Now this is just kind of like I don't know the brand or anything, but it was listed on Amazon, and they have different sizes. So it's 120 pieces, and it says 100% rag cotton, white watercolor paper. I didn't say hi to Joan. Hi, Joan. And how's Pepsi? Little Pepsi. I don't know what made me think of that, of you. Oh, I think it's because I saw paper and I thought Pepsi. I know. No, it's because I changed the date, Joyce. I was gonna do this yesterday, but Sebastian needed somebody to help him drop his car off at a shop, and so it turned out to be me. Yeah, so this is a lightweight cold press watercolor paper. We'll try it out and see how it is. I would say this is probably like 90 pound, maybe something like that. Anyway, so I just got the 5x7 size because I thought if nothing else, I could just use it for notes or, whatever. but it comes in all different sizes of 120 pieces. So we'll try it out and see how it does. It might just like suck up the water and, you know, anyway. So I think this was like $9.99, something like that. Anyway, and then there's another one. You could have done both days. Hi, Roseanne. How are you? Yeah, so yeah, the date and the time. I changed the date and the time. Well, it's like I don't like doing like spontaneous live streaming because I always feel like, well, nobody will come, you know. So I feel like I should schedule it so at least, you know, somebody knows that I'm going to be streaming. And now this one has something on this first piece. Looks like watercolor or something. Anyway, this one was same kind of thing, but I think it's 150. And it's a little bit heavier. This one said that it was 300 pound. And this is the 6x12 size. So it's like they buy these massive reams of watercolor paper, and then they just cut it down into different sizes and sell them in bundles of like 150 sheets. So this I think was $19.99. But I liked this size because I thought it would be a perfect like square greeting card. It's really easy to find envelopes, so I kind of steer away from the like Strathmore envelopes, and I think Canson makes some, and Arteza makes them too. So I sort of steer away from those because I feel like you're paying for envelopes, and I have tons of envelopes. So anyway, so we'll try this one out too. I'll try this one because it's got messed up. So anyway, this one's a little bit heavier weight than that one. But I just wanted to try them, see how they do, since they're reasonably priced. And if they're decent for making cards, then that's, you know, that's great. Or to cut these down to even smaller sizes and do like little miniature watercolors. So that's kind of what I like doing, is like little miniature things, little tiny paintings. And I've been really getting into using gouache lately. So anyway, and gouache isn't as hard on paper as like traditional like watercolors are. So hi Deb. Deb. Thanks, Laura. Anyway, so I've not tried this paper before. This is the Canson Graduate, and it's a little bit lighter weight paper as well, 117 pound. So it's a little bit thinner, but it's a Canson paper, so I thought it would probably be pretty decent. And I think this was only like, I think this was like $6, maybe $7, 20 sheets of 9x12. Anyway, so we'll try that one too. And then since I've been kind of getting into using gouache, one of the things with gouache is that it dries out really easy, really fast. And so some YouTubers that I've been watching have recommended this Stay Wet palette paper. And so you just like soak it in water, and then it like holds water, and then you can just cut it into strips or however big you want it, however big your palette is. And then you just put your little dollops of paint on the wet paper. And then under the paper, so you can use just the paper, or under the paper, you can use one of these sponges. So you put the sponge down wet, that's already wet, and then you put the paper down, and the paint won't sink into the paper. And you can reuse the paper, and you know, anyway, so I got a pack of the pack of the Stay Wet paper and the sponges. But I think these sponges are pretty much the same as these that I get also on Amazon for the kitchen. So anyway, I think they're pretty much the same thing. They even kind of have a similar texture. Yeah, see, it has that little diamond texture. Little diamond texture. And these were a lot more expensive than the ones that you can buy for like as kitchen rags. So anyway, so that's some of the stuff from Amazon. And then I got some stamps since I've been wanting to do swatches and kind of try to organize my swatches. I'd like to almost do like a binder type of thing, like Lindsay Frugal Crafter, like she has for her watercolors and stuff. She's pretty organized with her swatching. It's just nice to have everything all in one place, so you know, like if you're looking for a specific color or whatever, or a set or something. I don't know. It's just kind of fun to have everything all organized. Anyway, so this is a set by what's it, Waffle Flower. Yeah, it's made by Waffle Flower. So there's a clear stamp. Well, I'll just show you. I already stamped some of these. So you can stamp these out just like on watercolor paper. And you can get your, your granulation, your, I forget what that is. I forget what that is, and I forget what that is, and this is your light fast braiding. But yeah, so you can put all the information about your paint on these little tags. And if you want to get super fancy, there's a die that you can cut them out. But I kind of don't think I'll use that because I feel like that's just going to waste paper around the borders. So anyway, I can pretty much cut out a rectangle, Anyway, but if you want to make them look super cute, you can use the little die to cut out your little swatch cards. So, or you can just draw little squares. I have another idea too that I've used that works pretty well. So anyway, just fun. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of room. And then, so anybody who is a watercolorist knows that these ceramic palettes are not cheap. Like I think I got this one from Blick and it was like $12, something like that. I know, that's crazy. That's crazy talk for a little porcelain palette. So I thought, well, there's got to be a better way. So I just went searching on Amazon and found some sushi plates, and I got a pack of 4 of these. Of course they don't have, the little divided cups, but for gouache, you don't really need that because your paint's not like real watery anyway, generally. Anyway, so I got a pack of 4 of these for $30, and I thought that was ingenious. They already have cat hair on them. Anyway, and if I don't use them all for paint, I can use them for serving sushi. Okay, let me put some of this stuff somewhere else. And then we'll play with some stuff. But I want to show you these brushes too. These new brushes that I got. Because they're pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool. Well, we'll see. Also, Frugal Crafter, God, is she an enabler or what? She's terrible. I watched her. She has a video of where she shows all of her watercolor palettes. Oh my God, it's insane. Okay, it's not insane. It's mind-boggling how many sets of watercolors she has. I know, huh, Heather? It's crazy. And she feels guilty about it. Like at the end of the video, she's like, I feel kind of like self-conscious or something, you know, and it's like, hey, you like what you like, and I totally agree. Like, you know, if you love art supplies and your kids aren't starving, then there you go. You know what I mean? Um, anyway, but she showed these stamps. She got these recently, and I saw it and I was like, "Oh my god." Rubber stamp bottles. So I thought these would be really fun. And she then did a video where she was using these to make some cards. She's famous for her greeting cards and her stamp collection. And I'm sure, Laura, you probably have watched a lot of her videos. But she did these. She did some stamping with these with her Karen Dosh um, the Neo Color 2s. And I happen to have a set of them. I think I got the 48 set that I literally have not used for like 3 years. Yeah, I know. I have it's and I think that you had to get the scissors too. I know. I probably would have got the scissors, but I already have a couple pairs of scissors that are pretty similar to those. So anyway, I took them out of the big box that they came in, and they fit very nicely into this little can. I love to save these little cans from different art supplies. Anyway, so I really want to try that because what's super funny is I have a huge collection of old like little bottles, you know, it's my bottle collection. And I probably have about 40 different little bottles. And I had pulled them all out, took them all off of the shelf the other day and set up like still lifes. And I took pictures of all of my bottles, like different configurations, different colors together, and that kind of stuff. Because I really want to learn how to paint glass, you know. Anyway, and then I saw that stamp set and I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. So then when I was on Amazon, freaking Amazon, I swear. Anyway, this set popped up. Oh wait, I guess I don't have to. What am I doing? There's this little sticker right here. This set popped up, and it's pretty much the same idea. Because if you watch the video that Lindsay did, she then took a bunch of her other like stamps, like flower stamps, and stamped them so that the bottles looked like they had a flower in them, you know. So then I found this little set on Amazon, which I thought was super cute. So I want to try these. You bought this little set, Laura? So there's those. Do you like them? Have you tried them? You still have over 4,000 stamps. Oh my God. On wood. They're all still mounted. I've taken a lot of my wood mounted stamps off of the wood. And I think, anyway, and then I bought this set. Didn't really love this one, but I thought these would fit. All of these would fit inside those little like specimen bottles too. So those would be really fun to play with. So I thought maybe we could do some of those together today. Oops, I put them in the wrong boxes since I just got them. You're not hooked. I have a ton of stamps too. Hey, does anybody like those Stampin' Up! Roller stamps? Do any of you guys like those? Yeah, I love doing that, Deb. Sometimes it's like it's so much work to like pull out my stamps, pull out my stamp pads, pull out the fabric. So when I do it, it's like, I do like a lot of them, you know what I mean? And then just put them away in a little container. But does anybody have those roller stamps by Stampin' Up? I don't think they make them anymore. They're like, you know, way discontinued years ago, maybe decades ago. You never use them. Well, I have a huge collection of them that I bought at I think I got them at a thrift store. And I would really like to rehome them for maybe a small fee if anybody's interested in them. I've got probably 10 handles. They're kind of cool though, because they take you can put a stamp pad in it and then just roll. Like you don't have to like ink them up. Like, anyway. Well, I really would like to rehome the whole set. I was thinking about doing sort of like a de-stash, sort of like sale. And I have a whole bunch of stuff that I just want to get rid of that I know that I'm never going to use. And a lot of it is fabric. Anyway, so one of the YouTube, look at this little thing that Adrian gave me for Christmas. Isn't it adorable? Because he knows how much I love butter. So he got me this, and it came like this came wrapped up in like the same paper that butter is wrapped in, you know, and it says pat of butter on it. And it's so cute. Anyway, so but I had to open it because I just thought that was super cute. You know, I don't really have any ledger paper for sale anymore. Like what I have left, I think I'm going to hang on to. So, yeah. Anyway, so here's some YouTube channels that I think you guys should watch if you're interested in watercolors. Okay. So grab a pen or pause the video or something, but here's the names of some people that I think are really fun to watch that I have basically binged. Like I've watched pretty much all their videos and they're super fun to watch. So Paul Clark, check him out. And then Frugal Crafter, she has a lot of watercolor videos. Sometimes it's like overwhelming, and I tend to like her newer videos. I don't know. She has so many. She's been doing YouTube for like 12 years or something. But then there's this guy. So Paul Clark does really good tutorials, and he has like sketches of all of his painting tutorials. He has sketches that you can download for free and print. And then you can use a light box and like trace them out. They're really cool. And it's really neat that he does that for free. Like you don't have to pay for the sketches. So like I've taken them and just, you know, traced them onto like watercolor paper using a light box, or you can use like a window or whatever. But yeah, so Paul Clark is pretty cool. These are some other ones, and and all of the line drawings that he has, he also has a tutorial that goes with it. So, and they're all really simple, and he has a really cool style, and he's really fun to watch, you know, and super like not intimidating at all. So anyway, Paul Clark is a good one. I know you don't paint, you have rubber stamps, but I'm getting into into watercoloring, and so I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. But so Frugal Crafter, and then Mike Jackson, he does these really neat like quirky houses, and you just have to check out his channel and watch them, and they're real colorful and super cool. Like he has a very distinctive style. And then I've been really kind of into like urban sketching, so like going out and like drawing houses or city scenes or whatever, and then painting them. Anyway, so this guy called Toby, his channel is called Toby Sketch Loose, and he does tutorials, very cool tutorials. And then Neon Neoni is another one. She is amazing. She does like little tiny little paintings, and she also does kind of like an urban sketch kind of vibe. And then Diane Antone is a lady who is from the UK, but she lives in France, and she's really fun to watch, and she does all kinds of funny stuff. And, you know, she does some serious like watercolor stuff, but mostly what she does is kind of quirky and almost cartoony, but just loose and fun, you know. Anyway, and then this Jilly Arts is another one that's really into like urban sketching. So just check her out. And she's really nice to listen to. Like, she's really like calming, and like she makes a lot of sense when she's talking about what she's doing. She makes a lot of sense. Anyway, and then Tim Wilmot, he does like I don't want to just say like scenery or whatever, but he does a lot of outdoor like landscapes and stuff like that. And then this Watercolor and Company with Elisabetta, she's in Italy. She's the one that's responsible for this. But she's really, really cool to watch if you're into color mixing, and if you're like intimidated by mixing colors, like if you don't really understand how certain colors behave and that kind of stuff. So she's really, really, she goes really in depth into like different pigments and stuff, and how they work. So anyway, she says that she nerds out on it, but she uses these brushes, and every time I'm watching one of her videos, I'm like, I want one of those brushes. And so the only place you can get them are in Italy. And so I was able to like pause one of the videos and like zoom in on the handle of her brush, and I found them. So I ordered some brushes from this company. And of course, while I was on the website, I couldn't just buy one brush. I had to get like a gajillion of them. But they're like these kind of like mop brushes. They're like handmade, kind of like, you know, like mop brushes. Anyway, I just think they're really cool looking, and she uses them for all of her painting and stuff, and she does beautiful artwork too. Really shouldn't put these back on once you've like, these are all coming out of the boxes anyway, so I'm just going to take them out of the boxes. Anyway, so I got this one. So the company is called Borciani Bonazzi, and I can put a link to their website in the description. So these brushes, all of these brushes were somewhere around, I don't know, these are more like their higher end brushes. So I mean, but they're not ridiculous, but they're like right around 20 bucks. Like this one I think was $20. So then there's this one that has like a smaller point. I am gonna get some paint out here pretty soon, I promise. And this one, this is the one that I see her using all the time, I think. Anyway, so it's a little smaller than that one. But I love the handle. It's got this cool like diamond pattern kind of. And then this one is like a liner brush. So see how long the brush is on that one? Isn't that cool? I love it. Anyway, so I wanted to try these. And they're all synthetic. None of them are animal hair or anything like that. The handles are plastic, but they're just they're nice quality. So Anyway, so those ones. And then on their website, they have like their like best quality, and that's what these ones were. And then they also have like cheaper brushes, less expensive brushes. I don't want to say cheaper, but less expensive. So I figured since I was going to have to pay $25 for shipping, I might as well pick up some other brushes. So this line, these are the 820 Synthetico. These are the 850, 855. These three are the 850 series. This one is the 855 series. But anyway, these are the 820 series Synthetico, and these are all rounds. So I got everything from a size 16, which is that size, down to a size 2. So yeah, so that's the size 2. So anyway, so I got those, and I haven't tried them yet, so we'll see. And then, and these were all, like I said, these were, I think this larger one was like $7, something like that. So I mean, that's not bad for a decent quality watercolor brush. I mean, you could pay $200 for a watercolor brush. I'm just saying. So anyway, and then there's this series, which is the 800 series. And these ones just have a different, I'm pretty sure they're all synthetic. I don't think any of them are animal hair. I could be wrong about this one. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I got, but these ones weren't expensive either. Like they were, like $4 or $5. Like I think this one was like $4. So anyway. And then last ones. I got enough brushes to last me the rest of my life. Maybe. And then these, I thought these were pretty cool looking. So the brushes are all green, which I think is kind of neat. This is the 400 Synthetico series. So I got 5 of these. And this is the size 12. So like the sizing is different depending on the series and the manufacturer of brushes and that kind of stuff. So like a size 12 in one series or one manufacturer isn't going to be the same as another manufacturer size 12. So it's all just kind of relative. Anyway, so I got those too. And these were super cheap. Like, anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how they do. I'm just going to see if they'll all go nicely in this box for now without damaging the tip. So we'll try those. I suppose I should save these bags, huh? So Tamar, lovely Tamar. Oh, is Tamar here? Tamar, are you here? I'll put a link in the description to this company's website in case anybody is interested in trying these brushes. So we'll see. Tamara's not here. Anyway, Tamara sent me a little present. She sent me a little present on Amazon, and I had to, so everybody on YouTube has been, or everybody in the world has been buying these gouache paints. And so I just had to do it. So they're like they range in price from like, I've seen them for like $38 up to about $52. But I got the set for $42. And this was my Christmas present from Tamar. So thank you, Tamar. I thought if you watch this on playback, I just want you to see what it was that I got for Christmas. So this whole bottom row are all like pearl colors. And then these are all neons. And then this is blue. This is actually Prussian blue. And then there's a black. The rest of them are just like regular gouache colors. And then there's two different whites. So anyway, so these are fun. I actually swatched them out on the white paper last night. And it comes in a nice little, watertight or airtight, watertight container. This is how they look all swatched out. I wasn't like super impressed with the pearl ones, but they're not bad. I want to see how they look on black paper. So so I took some of these. Whoa, that was not a good sound. So I took some of those colors and just painted out some kind of like paint chips just on some little squares of paper that I cut out a long time ago to use for Zentangling and whatever. So I just painted a solid wash of, well, kind of thick layer of those gouache paints on these like paint chips, because I want to do some like colored pencil drawings on these. Because that's one of the things that's really nice to do is colored pencil on top of gouache. So I want to do some other ones, like some bigger ones, and do like blends of colors. So like, like use 2 or 3 colors on like a larger piece. And that's another thing that I wanted to get that watercolor paper for, that I showed you guys earlier, was to sort of make some almost like toned paper to use colored pencils on. And the do some of the stamping and use some of the neo colors and that kind of stuff on them too. So that would be kind of fun. Anyway, I love colors. Don't you guys just love colors? Right. I hear you, Rose. Yeah. You gotta organize before you can pull everything out again, right? But that's kind of what gets me going sometimes, is when I start organizing things. Okay, so I also have this set of Arteza, they call them metallic gouache, that I've never used. And I wanted to swatch them out on black paper. I swatched them on white paper yesterday. So here's how they look on white paper. But I want to do them on black and see how they look. I'd also like to try these. I'd also like to try swatching these on black paper, and see how they do. Because that's, I guess that I just want to say that's part of the reason that I bought that big set of gouache, was for covering like large expanses on paper, to then maybe come back in with my like my higher quality like Holbein gouache paints. So to just give me like background colors, that was part of the reason that I bought that big set of gouache. So anyway, but I do want to swatch these on black. I want to swatch those other ones on black. And then I also have a set of, where are they? What am I looking for? Oh, inks. So last summer, I bought a couple sets of the PH Martins, like iridescent, and what do they call them? Are they all iridescent? They call them all iridescent. I guess they don't call them metallic. So anyway, so I got 2 sets of the PH Martins iridescent inks, and I've never swatched them out, so I just want to swatch them all out and see how they look. And I have some other like metallic inks that I want to swatch at the same time. So I also have a whole bunch of different whites that I wanted to try and sort of compare them to each other. I don't know if we'll get that far, but but we'll see. So what should I do first? The brushes that those Italian brushes are for watercolor. Gouache, you generally, I mean, unless you're using your gouache pretty much like watercolor, where it's like really watered down and like just like thin washes and that kind of thing, you can use your watercolor brushes because they're soft, and you know, you can get like watercolor sort of effects with gouache using watercolor brushes. But in general, gouache, you want to use a little bit firmer, kind of like cheaper brush, because it's got like some spring to it. Yeah, that's true, Francine. Absolutely. Yeah, because and watercolor will work its way into the ferrule too. So, I mean, I think it's true. Like you want to like clean all your brushes, especially your brushes that you paid a pretty penny for, you know. But like if you have some sets like these where, you know, you buy them on Amazon for like $5 for 100 brushes or whatever, then what was I saying? These are a little bit better, I think, for gouache, because it kind of depends on your style of painting, but you're going to be a little bit rougher on the paper, on the paint, and on the brush with gouache than you would be for start with those stick thingies. What stick thingies? Are you talking about the Neo colors, Joyce? Yeah, kind of like using acrylics. Yeah. So like, yeah, basically like whatever brushes you would use for acrylics would probably be great for gouache. Gouache is it's getting to be a lot more popular lately, but it's one of those things that I don't know, it's sort of like a I don't want to say rarely used medium, but it's not as nearly as popular as watercolor, although it basically is watercolor. It just has more opaque pigments and stuff, like more of an opaque binder, I should say. Anyway, what stick thingies, Joyce? I really do need to swatch those inks. Are you talking about these things? These are pretty fun. We can swatch some of them. I've swatched them before, so so I know what they look like. But there's a metallic set too. I sort of wanted to just do metallic stuff today, but there's a metallic set of them that I got at the same time, but they're not super sparkly, so I don't know. Anyway, is that what you're talking about? Come on. do the inks. Okay, let's do the inks. I really want to see the inks too. We'll do the inks. And we'll see about doing some stamping with, I want to find something metallic that I can do some stamping with. I want to see how that works. Okay, so let me pull out the PH Martins. So the only thing with these is that, oh my gosh, they settle out really bad. See? All of the pigment goes to the bottom of the bottle. So that kind of sucks, but I have a brush that I dedicated to stirring them with. Okay. Oh, I have a couple of Winsor & Newton metallic inks, and then I'll show you guys this ink too. It's really cool. It's really fun. And I have a bunch of those Jacquard acrylic paints, but I didn't really want to get into acrylic stuff because it's so, I don't know. It's just a it's a whole other can of worms, if you know what I mean. It's like a different medium, and I don't want to mix my brushes and that kind of stuff. So I'm splitting these up into the two different sets. So there was two sets that I got. That's one, set 1 and set 2. One, two, 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 1. Okay, let's see if each one has 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So let's do set 1 first. Should we do them on black? I might as well do them on black because that's what I really want to see anyway. Let me grab a white marker real quick. Or a white gel pen. They're round, long. They were in a box. I think I know. I think you're talking about the I'll use that one. I think you're talking about Are you talking about these, Joyce? Those are the Neo colors. So yeah. Okay, and then I have this little thing that I made with circle punch. I've never swatched these out, and I'm so curious to see how they how they kind of match up to each other too, you know, because like the two different sets. I think I should be able to get all of them on this one piece of paper. Whoops. The thing about gouache, I think that I just found out too, because I've always worried about it, like being kind of fragile, like because you can always re-wet it, you know, just like watercolor. And so a lot of the times I kind of steered away from using it on things where I feel like it might experience some wear and tear, but you can actually seal it, which is kind of cool. There's a couple of different products that you can use to seal your gouache. And one of them is a wax that I saw someone using, and it was really cool the way it worked. It just puts like this really thin layer of wax over the work. You apply it with like a really soft little sponge. It's like a real soft, almost liquid wax. And let's see, how many is this? 8, 12, 8, 12. Okay, so this ought to be enough. Wait, I'm just going to do another row just for fun anyway. Because I also have all my Fine Tech and Coliro watercolors. I've got so many metallic watercolors, you guys. It's crazy. I really want to organize and swatch out all my Fine Tech and Coliro and Kuretake and all of those paints, and just so I can just kind of see all in the same place what I've got. We modeled a motorhome this summer, and I brought you both with me on my trip to Arizona. Oh, you did? How, Francine? How did you bring us along? I almost want to do these on craft paper too at the same time. I feel like if I'm going to take the time to swatch them out on black, I might as well do them on craft paper too. I don't think I'll ever use them on white paper, so I'm not going to really worry about that. Bear with me, y'all. Yeah, next time come pick us up. So if you're ever doing this, make sure you use a watercolor or a waterproof ink pen. Just saying, you'll regret it if you don't. Like, check it and make sure. And even if it says that it's waterproof, test it and make sure. Make sure it's waterproof, because I have found out the hard way that some inks they say they're waterproof, but they're kind of not. And they're like water resistant or something, you know? It's different. Being waterproof is not the same as water resistant. Well, I mean, I think you can use them for pretty much anything that you would use like India ink for. So you can paint with them. You can even use like a dip pen with them. you could put them in, I was thinking that it would be really cool to put them in some empty brush pens, but I'm not sure that'll work because of the way the pigment settles down. Like I kind of have a feeling that they might. A lot of people like to use them for calligraphy, especially on black paper. But I don't know if they would work in those brush pens. I might just try one and see. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the basic idea with these inks is for writing. But so they're water based and water soluble, but they're permanent when they dry, just like India ink is. So you can clean it up with water. You can, just use it basically just like watercolor, and blend it like in a palette or whatever. But just like the Inktense pencils, if anybody's ever used those, they're permanent once they've been wet and then dried. So that's what's kind of nice about using inks, is that they're permanent when they're dry. So I think that's enough on this one. Oh, right on, Francine. Well, I'm sorry about the damage to the studio. God, that would suck, man. I don't know what I would do if oh my God. I've been thinking about this. Like, I need to do like an inventory of all my art supplies, because like when you sit down and think about it, like I have a pretty penny invested in just art supplies, and if anything ever happened, like I need to be compensated. you know well, I'm glad we were able to help you out. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to set them out like this, and let's kind of line them up. So that's white, silver. Let's see, let's do sort of like rainbow order. Orange, pink, purple, blue, turquoise, green, gold, and black. Oh, so I have this brush. So, oh God. So I have this just cheapo brush that I took a pair of pliers and I bent it so that I can get into the corner of these bottles. So this one is not so bad, but well, I'm going to just try shaking it and see how that works. If you don't use these for months at a time, they will settle out really bad. I've used this like sort of recently, so it's not as bad as like this one. Anyway. And I'm going to use just like I'm just going to use a brush like this. This is just a cheapo watercolor brush. So I have to keep a lid on my water for my watercolor, because my cat will get up on my desk and drink my water, and like I don't know what's in some of this stuff. I don't want him drinking that stuff, you know. Anyway, so let's swatch it on craft. And I'll go back in and write the colors on, because that'll take forever if I can do it pretty quick if I do it all at once. So that's on craft, and then here it is on white or on black. And see, it just cleans up in water, but it'll be permanent when it's dry. I know, cats are a trip. If we throw the smells upside down and just pour them right side up just before we use them. You know, that's not a terrible idea, Francine. I just don't know if I trust that they wouldn't leak. You know, I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't, but so you kind of want to, you don't really want to have like water on your brush when you're using these. You want your brush to be relatively dry. I mean, I suppose you can, you know, you can do like washes with them and stuff, but if you want to see like the actual like full strength color, you definitely don't want them diluted with water. So this is the silver. See if we can tell any difference between the white and the silver. Yeah, the silver looks a little bit more like sparkly, doesn't it? You can see it better on the black. Okay, let's try this yellow. I think the the second set is more metallic. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they are pretty tight. You're right. But wouldn't that be horrible if the if the lid suddenly decided to like leak out? I don't know. Anyway, they stir up pretty easy with that little bent brush. Okay, so here's the yellow. Let's see how it looks on craft. They're not very opaque, really. It doesn't seem like. Might be when they dry. I should have put a black line through that. I'm going to do that real quick. Your alcohol inks leak. Oh, I bet it would, Linda. So I'm just putting a black line so that we can judge whether or not these are opaque. Which is nice to know, you know. And we'll see, maybe if they're all transparent, I can go back and see what it looks like if you put 2 coats on. Whoops. Okay, so that's the yellow. Super fun. I love doing this. It's so fun, and it's kind of like, you know, inspiring, right? When you're just playing with your supplies. See, this one really separated. So let's see how it does when I shake it. These are Dr. P.H. Martin's, Heather. It's just, my hand gets tired after a while. Yes, he's still separated. I'm going to stir it a little bit. And this brush is nice because I can see inside when you can kind of scrub the edges of the bottle, and you know, you can get all into the corners and stuff like that. I know. You're right, Linda. Okay. So this is the iridescent salmon. I have a feeling they're all going to be transparent, but it's kind of interesting to see. Oh, this one looks weird on black. I got the new set of Kuretake Gansai Tambi paints. It's how many is it? 24 colors, and they're all there's no repeats from the big set, so which is why I bought these, and I think that's really nice. So with this and the big set, which I think is 56 colors, and then all the smaller like 6 color sets, I think I have 96 colors of Kuretake paint now. And I guess I don't have this. The only one I don't have is the Starry Colors set because I have so many gold paints. So I just figured I didn't really need it. That is actually kind of cool looking, that pink on black paper. It shifts, see? See, it's blue, pink. It's kind of cool. Can't wait to see when it's totally dry. All right, and then this is the iridescent orchid. This one's more of like a magenta type of color. I'm just going to go ahead and stir it. See, I don't think I've ever used this one because the pigment was like all crammed up inside the dropper. Yeah. See how the mica that's in there, it gets, yeah, it definitely needs a stir. Yeah, the Art Nouveau set. Yeah, they're beautiful colors, huh? Love them. I got them just before Christmas, and I was going to actually do like a little video to make some Christmas cards using those. And then Christmas came and went, and I figured it's too late now. But you know what? I could make Christmas cards all year round, I think. You know, something about making Christmas cards, right? It's just, I don't know. It's just fun. Okay, so I got to dry this brush. Okay, so this is the iridescent orchid. Stirred and shook. Trying to pop the bubbles. So just to see how they look, just to kind of show you, Carla. And everybody else, I suppose. So just a cheap dip pen. Hopefully it'll work. Sometimes when you get just a little bit of ink like dried up in the tip, So they're just kind of fun to use for writing with, especially on Christmas cards. Anyway, and easy. I would also love to get more into doing calligraphy, or lettering, but that's a whole other can of worms. You know what I'm saying? Calligraphy and lettering. Okay. This one is the iridescent violet. That needs to be stirred. I should have done this earlier, but I might be here until midnight, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I like both sets, I guess. I was going to try to recommend which set that you should get, Carla, but I think I like both sets a lot. So, I don't know. Okay, this is the violet. Ah, whoops. I wish they would make these in the little 1/2 ounce bottles. They make liquid watercolors too. I really want to get the liquid watercolors because I know that the liquid watercolors would do well in brush pens. You know, if you just fill up empty brush pens. See, this one, the dropper is like clogged up with mica. I don't think that these would work with brush pens. Honestly, I think they would just wind up being clogged up all the time, and it would be super frustrating. Yeah, it is crazy how different they look on paper, huh? It's yeah, something about the mica. God, you guys, I mean, it's such a rabbit hole you could go down with, like, oh my God. Like, I was seriously, like, I had a whole order put together where I was going to buy all these pigments and mica powders and binders and mulling tools, and I was going to start making watercolors. And then I kind of came to my senses. But okay, so this is the deep blue, the iridescent deep blue. Kind of. We'll look at them after they dry, after they all dry pretty good. Okay, this one actually shook up pretty easy. Okay, and then this is just the iridescent blue. Let's go down to the next row. Do any of you guys have the Fine Tech or any of the Calero or Fine Tech watercolors? They are amazing. Like, they're literally, I think, the best metallic watercolors on the planet. They're so nice. This one needs to be stirred. Yeah, see, and I can't squeeze. There's a bunch of the mica powder stuck inside the dropper and I can't get it out. I'll have to take a toothpick and dig it out of there. On the bottom. See that? It's like big old mess. But who knows how long these sat on a shelf before I bought them, and they've been sitting on my shelf for a year. Most of them, a lot of them, about half of them. Some of them, like the ones that are like actual metal colors, I had pulled out and I've kind of used them a little bit more often. But okay, stirred it up. Let's shake it up again. Yeah, I can feel that there's something in that dropper, but I can't get it out. Okay, this is the jade. And I think you can buy these all open stock too. Like, you don't have to buy a whole set of them. On Blick Art, on their website, I forgot about that. You can just buy like one color at a time if you want to. You don't have to buy the whole set. I don't remember how much the sets were, but I think they were like close to $75, something like that. So, I mean, they weren't cheap, but anyway. Okay, this is the iridescent green. Regular iridescent green. And this one I think I must have used before because it's all shook up already. You know what I love doing is just painting rocks. Like, not actual rocks, but like painting rock shapes on paper. It's so fun. And it's such a fun way to swatch your colors too, and play with your colors and just see what they do, you know, and see how they interact with each other. And you know, you could do like just like a wash of a color and then drop other colors in, and you know, while that paint's still wet and stuff like that, and just make like just these crazy looking rocks, you know. Anyway, and then here's the copper plate gold. So this is the only, except for the silver, this copper plate gold is the only one that's really like a metal color in this set. Because the other set has like nickel and brass, and it has like other, like different actual metal colors in it. Has a couple of different golds too, I think. It has copper. Okay, so this is the copper plate gold. I sort of got into like dot painting there for a little while. And I started collecting metallic acrylic paints again, which is insane. Yeah, for sure it is. But I'm just saying, like, if you just want to try, or anybody else that's listening or whatever, if you just want to try it, like, you can buy just one color. Like, you could just buy the gold, you know, and see how you like it. Like, see if you even use it, you know, instead of buying 2 full sets like me and you hardly ever use them. You know. Okay, so this is the black sparkle. Let's see what it does. I've used this on white paper, so it's pretty shook up already. But it looks so cool in the water. Can you see the water? I love how it just like dances around in the water. I love everything sparkly. Okay. So this is set 1. And then we'll do set 2 here. I think I like set 2 better because it's all those metal colors. I think what I might do is actually cut this. Yeah, forget I wrote that on there. Just trying to wait for this to dry. So here's what they look like on black paper. The black is kind of that black sparkle is a little bit silvery. See, it's almost dry. That's the gold, the green, the jade, iridescent blue, iridescent deep blue, which kind of looks like turquoise. And then these lighter ones like this purple, the violet, the orchid, the salmon. Those look like they have almost like a white-ish sort of mica in them. They all look kind of similar on black, but on the craft, they look different. So the salmon, orchid, violet, deep blue, blue, jade, green, gold, sparkly black. I kind of like the black. I think it's cool. All right. So let's do, I'm going to turn this way so I can write. Okay, I'm just going to push those back like that. And then, so this set has a lot of what looks like yellows, but they're really different types of metal, which is kind of cool. Okay, so the nickel is pretty much the lightest. Going light to dark here, sorta. that pink? Red. Okay. Is this interesting to anybody besides me and Carla? Need some water. I'm going to try shaking 2 at a time. Yeah, that's not really working. Okay, I got to stir these. I got to stir the yellow. Yeah, you can definitely feel the chunks of mica in the bottom of these. I'm just going to kind of prep them all real quick. And then I think it'll go a little bit quicker. So what are you doing up so late, Carla? What are all you guys doing up so late? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it's only 9:30. Oh, Jesus, Carl. Somebody do something about Carl, would ya? Oh my God, this one is totally like... Thanks, Carla. Oh my God. Look at... Can you see how chunky it is? Yeah. Oh my God. I need like a little whisk to get in here. But at least we know it's wrap 2024 right on. Thanks, Heather. That's funny. Right? Okay, that's better. Oh my God. Maybe this is why I don't use these inks. Maybe if I used them more, then this wouldn't happen, right? Yeah, I need one of those little, that one looks pretty good. Those nail polish shaker uppers. I have really, really bad arthritis in my thumb, in my left hand. It's from crocheting, like, because of the way I hold my work when I crochet. I've developed really bad arthritis. Like sometimes it keeps me awake at night, like throbbing. I can't go to sleep. I have to have a special pillow to put my hand on so that, anyway. So I can't use my left hand to do this. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Oh my God. Oh, this one I can tell already is chunky. Yeah, see, it's like all clogged up in the end of the thing. It's okay, Carla. So I got a new doctor. I wasn't going to go into this, but I got a new doctor, and look at this. Look at that. Isn't that yummy? Anyway, I got a new doctor, and my old doctor retired like suddenly. He decided he wants to like sail around the world or something. Anyway, so I was pretty nervous about, going to a new guy and a new doctor and whatnot. I mean, it took like 5 years to sort of train the doctor I had. Anyway, but he was on the same like team as the doctor that retired, because I go to Kaiser Permanente, like an HMO. So anyway, so he knew my doctor and stuff, but I mean, he didn't really know anything about me to begin with. But anyway, so I was always kind of negative about the idea of getting a hip replacement because of my weight, and the last time I even talked to anybody about it, they said, well, they won't do it unless you lose like X number of pounds, like 100 pounds or something. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm never getting a hip replacement because that's probably not going to happen. And anyway, so when I was talking to this doctor, he was like, so what's your pain like? Like what, describe what your like daily sort of like pain level is. And I explained to him that I'm pretty much in pain anytime I'm walking or, on my feet at all. I'm not in so much pain when I'm just sitting down. But I also have like scoliosis in my lower spine, in my lower back. And so that really hurts super bad when I'm standing. Like I can't stand for longer than about 5 minutes without having to sit down. And anyway, so I'm explaining this to him, and he's like, wow, like he goes, sounds to me like you need to talk to someone about a hip replacement. And I said, yeah, well, blah blah blah. I told him about the weight issue and all that, and he said, well, I'll bet we could find somebody. And I was like, well, if you think you can find somebody, I'll go talk to him. But I'm not going to go talk to somebody and unless I have some kind of, assurance that it's even a possibility. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just waste my time going to talk to a surgeon that's just going to shoot me down. I mean, it's one thing if they say, okay, well, if you can lose 40 pounds or whatever, then we'll do it. But but the thing is like I'm probably just going to gain it back anyway, so why does it even matter? you know Anyway, so we'll see. But honestly, I think that the only reason that a surgeon won't do it is because of my insurance. Is because, you know, it, when you're younger and you have a joint replacement, a knee or a hip or whatever, chances are you'll have to have another one before you die, you know. And insurance companies don't like to pay for the same thing twice. Amazon has the bottle shakers. Right on, Francine. Send me the link. God, that would be great. The bottle shaker. Um, yeah. So it's like they don't want to pay for another one, you know. And it's just like, okay, well, I could be dead by the time, you know, my hip wears out, you know, like if I got a replacement, like I could be dead by then. So what about like my quality of life now? You know, like I don't know. It's just frustrating. Insurance companies run the entire world of healthcare. You know, all these doctors that don't know you from Adam making decisions about your healthcare, you know? Anyway. For pro nail gel and polish shaker, fits all bottle shapes. Yeah, I know, Linda. And it's frustrating, you know, because it's like, okay, well, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I was out running around town, running to thrift stores, going to estate sales, going to auctions, taking trips to Arizona. And, you know, I was doing all kinds of stuff. And I was doing book sales and hauling books up and down the stairs. And I was doing all kinds of, I had a food truck. I used to go hiking all the time, you know, go look for mushrooms and go do things. And, you know, I mean, I would go downtown and watch fireworks or go to festivals and concerts. And it's like I don't do any of that stuff anymore at all because it's just I just can't, you know. So anyway, sorry. You know, I was thinking about those balls. Like that would be a good thing, probably. That's probably all I need are those balls. Like those little what do they call them? Bearings, ball bearings. That would probably solve the whole problem without even the shaker, you know. Anyway. It is frustrating, Carla, because it's like you just don't I don't know, like you guys better be grateful for what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like be grateful for all of the days that you're able to do whatever you want, you know, because you never know. And you take it for granted, you know. So it's just changed. It's just changed everything. It's changed everything about the way I make a living. And, you know, anyway, sorry. Yeah, I know, Linda, but you know, I'm only 54 years old. Yes, exactly, Linda. They're busy. They're busy counting dollars for sure. That's it's like if I was a doctor, what would I care about? You know? But it doesn't matter like what my doctor thinks, my personal physician, like what he thinks. It's what surgeons think. And well, I'm glad that you did, Natalie. And I would if they would let me. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of not wanting to do it. Anywho, okay, so this is the nickel. Let me just put these caps on and shake them really quick. Sorry, guys. I know this is taking forever. Yeah, you just don't know, Rose, when be grateful. That's all I'm saying. You know. And then to top it all off, like all your kids move out. You know. And I've always been this kind of like, I don't know, I've always been somewhat antisocial anyway, you know. Like I'm not the most like, I don't know, not the most sociable person in the world. And so I only like you guys. Cuz you don't ask me for anything. Yeah, my mom's had both of her knees done too. And I was supposed to have a knee replacement like 10 years ago, but there was stuff that was going on in my life at the time, and I lost my insurance, and so I couldn't do it. But and then it's a matter of getting back in with another surgeon, and I don't know, they just have all kinds of like stipulations. And I was talking to Adrian about this too, like, if I was a linebacker, like if I was like a linebacker for the 49ers, like I would get a hip replacement. They would allow it. You know what I mean? If I was a 350-pound freaking linebacker, they wouldn't care how much I weighed, if I had enough money. So, anyway, I'm not going to complain anymore. Sorry, guys. That's why I buy art supplies, because it makes me, I don't know, it's like something fun, right? Yeah. Oh God, Francine, that's terrible. But you know what? That's what happens, right? I mean, you just don't know. So, God, yeah, I bet they are. I mean, I've had some really great doctors in my lifetime, and I've had some really crappy doctors in my lifetime. The crappier doctors have been pediatricians, to be honest, for my kids. Like, just, like I've had some really super judgmental, like opinionated, crappy pediatricians, mostly older men. Sorry, but yeah, COVID did not help at all, Natalie. You're absolutely right. Like, I mean, at first, when COVID hit, I was kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't that bummed about it. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, well, I don't go anywhere anyway, you know, and I just didn't. It just didn't really affect me that much. Yeah, Rose, I'm sorry about that. I know heart failure is just. Oh, I had a friend that died from um uh heart failure, and well, she had an enlarged heart. Like, I don't know if that's the same thing, but like her heart was like 3 times the size that it was supposed to be. And but you know what? She was a really heavy drinker, and everybody that cared about her was always trying to get her to quit drinking, and she wouldn't do it. And it was like, or she couldn't or something, I don't know, but she just passed away in her sleep one night. You know, she was about 55, 56, something like that. You know, and everybody was always trying to get her to stop drinking, you know. But she just kind of felt like she was single, her kids were grown, and she just felt like she was probably going to die anyway, and she might as well enjoy herself. That's kind of the way she looked at it, and that was what she wanted to do, you know. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of selfish, but it's whatever. It's taken just as long to do these as the other set, but it feels like it's going faster because I stirred them all first. I'm sorry I got emotional about that stuff, you guys. I don't really mean to, but sometimes when you start talking about it, it's like you can't help it. And I'm not really like feeling sorry for myself. I don't feel like I'm feeling sorry for myself. It's just sometimes when, like, if I don't think about it, then I don't. Then I'm just not thinking about it, you know. But when I start talking about it, then it's like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So, I wish I could do something with that water. It looks just like that edible glitter that we got for cookies. Oh, I gotta shake this again. It makes me wonder about that edible glitter. Like, thanks, Carla. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Carla's my home girl, you know. Y'all. She's my frizzle. For shizzle, my frizzle. I was thinking it would be fun to just start live streaming again, like once a week again, you know? Does make life harder. It does look trippy. So weird. Thanks, Rose. And to you guys too, you and your husband, and you know, at least he's got you, you know. It's important to have somebody that kind of looks out for you, you know. And you know, the thing is like I live with my mom. Well, I don't really live with my mom, but we live in the same house. And she has the upstairs, I have the downstairs. Yeah, You'll have to start giving me wake-up calls again, maybe, Laura. Art is your happy place to get you through it. Yeah, I guess it's mine too, you know, except for sometimes it's like I have a hard time, like, I come in here and I sit down and, like, I really want to paint, or I really want to draw, or I really want to fold paper and cut paper and bind books and that kind of stuff. I really want to, but so, like, sometimes I'll come in here and, like, I'll literally be sitting here for like 4 hours and I don't do anything except organize things, you know, and watch videos. It does look like a coming storm, doesn't it? It's so weird. But yeah, I wonder about that edible glitter that we got for the cookies. Like, I wonder if it's just the same mica that's in this stuff, you know? And they're just not telling us that. It seems like this set of colors is a little bit more opaque than that set one. Anyway, so let's let these dry a little bit and then I'll show them to you. I want to write the colors on this. Now that it's dry. Okay, so these are the set one. Okay, so this is white, silver, yellow, salmon, orchid, violet, deep blue, blue, jade, green, copper plate, and black sparkle. Okay. Yeah, I think they're prettier than the first ones too. Wait, the second set you think are prettier? I think so too. Hi, Tamar. What are you doing? Oh, wait, I gotta switch pens. I was showing everybody the paints you bought me for Christmas. Not these, but the other ones that I bought. The giant set of gouache. How you doing, Tamar? You missed my waterworks. I was just sitting here crying like a baby. No, not really, but sort of. I'm hungry. That's the other thing with this type 2 diabetes thing. It's like I'm freaking always hungry and nothing sounds good. Like, ugh. Like, I don't even want to eat anything. Like, I almost get mad when I get hungry because now I have to find something to eat. You know what I mean? Does anybody else have that problem? So my other doctor, the one that retired, I was waiting for this green to dry to show them to you guys up close. But anyway, so this is the second set. And I agree. I think they're prettier. They're more like useful. You know what I mean? I actually really like them on the craft paper. Yes, hangry. So yeah, I can't really see much difference between these three colors on the black, but on the craft, I like them. I think I'm too young for that too, Joyce. Like, I don't know. But it's like, I just didn't take as good a care of myself as I should have, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I raised 5 kids and we struggled. Like, we struggled financially really hard, the whole time that my kids were growing up. And it's like sometimes we didn't have like the best diet, probably. You know what I mean? And like, I don't think a lot of people realize how expensive it is to actually eat healthy food all the time. It's one thing to like eat salad a couple times a month, but like to have like fresh green vegetables every day is expensive. And um they're people look down on people that are poor a lot of the time, because a lot of times people that are living in poverty are overweight, and like their kids are overweight a lot of the times too, and it's because they eat what's cheap. They eat what's cheap: potatoes and bread and macaroni and cheese. So I don't know. Like, I wish there was some, I don't know, maybe there is, but for a while I was subscribed to that. Can't remember what it was called, but it was like a secondhand produce service where you would get like a box of vegetables and stuff once a week. And they were like vegetables that weren't perfect, that kind of thing. Can anybody remember the name of that? What that service was called? Um, anyway, but I subscribed to that for a little while. Oh, you're just leaving work now? What time is it tomorrow? But I was thinking that it would be really cool if um the government would pay like people who qualify like for food stamps and stuff. Like, if the government would pay to have those boxes delivered once a week to impoverished families. You know, just saying. To stop talking about what? Exactly, Linda. Like, I remember, like, I would ask the kids, like, what do you guys want for dinner? You know, and it was either tacos or hamburgers. That's what they wanted, you know, and probably 50% of the time I could accommodate that. But the other, maybe only 30% of the time I could accommodate that. Usually it was some large thing that I could put together and put in the oven and cook that would last us a couple days, or like a gigantic pot of spaghetti sauce or something like that. And, with extra pasta, like when you get your plate. So, you know, but I learned how to make bread. I learned how to can. I learned how, to can vegetables, and I had a gigantic freezer. I always had a big freezer, and everything I didn't use, if it was gonna go bad, I would either freeze it or I would can it or something, and we would in the spring and summer and in the fall, especially in the summer and fall, we would go to U-Pick places and, like get like 4 boxes of tomatoes and can them, and like I tried to produce healthy food for my kids, and not spend an arm and a leg. But yeah, our government doesn't care. I know, it's crazy. There's a show on Netflix. It's called The Garden. Have any of you guys watched it? That's not cool, Joyce. That's not cool. To quit talking about her stuff that's going on. Yeah, tell her to change the channel. Exactly. I mean, that's what I like about live streaming, is that I feel like I can at least have some interaction with you guys. So, anyway, so what do you guys think? What set do you like best? Set 1 or set 2? Nickel. I want to do the metallic gouache next. You like set 2? Oh, yeah, lots of refried beans and tortillas. I know, we did fry bread and you know, beans. My ex-husband, he worked at this Mexican restaurant for a while, washing dishes, and it was this really nice Mexican restaurant. The chef that owned the restaurant, he he had trained as a chef at like a Michelin star restaurant in a resort down in San Diego. And so a lot of the food in the restaurant was sort of had this like French sort of vibe. Like he made a lot of sauces and um just like the style of the food was really amazing. So anyway, it was a really good restaurant. Didn't last very long because it was just cost too much money. But anyway, every night Daryl would bring home the leftover masa from the flour tortilla, like the dough from the flour tortillas, and he'd bring home all the leftover beans, all the leftover rice. He'd bring home just all kinds of leftover food from the restaurant, and it was so awesome. Like we used to have the best breakfast. um, and one of the cooks that worked there, he actually came and stayed with us for a couple months. His name was Rebus, and he taught me how to make the masa dough, the flour tortilla dough. He doesn't bring home leftovers. Well, tell him to start bringing home leftovers. And it was crazy because Daryl, we didn't have a car. And where he worked was probably at least 4 miles from our house. And he would bag up that food and walk home with it at like 1 o'clock in the morning. God, some of the things that we went through, I tell you. So now that I don't have kids at home and times are a little different. And you know, I never worked outside the home when my kids were little for a few different reasons, for many different reasons. But for probably about 15 years. Anyway, okay. Oh, so this is set 1. So now that I can spend my money on whatever I want, and I don't have to, worry about buying school clothes. Okay, so here's set 1, here's set 2 on craft paper. See, there's cool ones in both sets, right? Anyway, I hope they don't come up with another set. I know, I like some in both too. That's the problem, right? Okay, can we do the Arteza metallic gouache? Do you guys care if we do that? Because I really want to swatch those on black. It won't take as long as the inks. Okay, where's my container? I have these other little metallic inks in here, but they came in a set with my glass dip pen, and they're not that great. But sometimes I want to just take some of my art supplies and just like stuff like that and just pour it all out on paper and just make, like glittery paper with it, Anyway, because I know I'll never use it. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the Winsor & Newton ones. They're really beautiful. Yeah, or dye fabric. Okay, Carla, I'll be here. Okay, I just want to show you guys these really quick. And this one, oh my God, this ink is amazing. You're gonna die. It's so pretty. Okay. It's really liquidy, but it's super metallic. Super metallic-y and pretty. I don't really need to do a fancy swatching of these, but so pretty. And it works really good and really well. Let me speak proper English. In dip pens. I don't know how well this dip pen's going to work on watercolor paper. I don't like this nib. That's the gold. I get stuck on the Jet Pens website. Oh my God. Just looking at ink on there. It's crazy. Okay, let's see if I can get the silver to work in the dip pen. There's water in there. Thanks for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. Okay. So these are the Winsor Newton gold and silver. Aren't they pretty? Look at how sparkly they are. That's a good angle. And they do work in the dip pen really well. The other ones, the PH Martin's ones do too, but this is kind of a quirky dip pen. But this one, oh my God, it's so pretty. Hold on, I gotta show it to you properly. It's kind of, it's like an oil-based ink or something. Like, it's not water soluble, but it's very cool. So it's made by crap, I can't remember. I'll tell you in a minute, but it's Mirror. I couldn't have picked a worse brush. I don't like to use my halfway decent brushes with this ink because I don't have like paint thinner right here. But oh my God, this ink is so cool. Wait till you see it dry. Wait, I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. See if I can get it to work with this dip pen. Of course not. I need to clean all my nibs for all my dip pens because they're all getting kind of funky. Well, let's try this one. Anyway, that's not gonna work. It works really good in these nibs, these kind of nibs where you have like a reservoir. It works really good in these, but I don't feel like cleaning those right now. So anyway, but look at that. It's like a mirror. Birmingham Pen Company? No. Oh my God. Thanks, Heather. Anyway, it's beautiful. See inside the cap? Anyway, so they have, this is, what's the name of this company? I can't remember. Dominant Industry. Yeah. This came from Jet Pens. Come on. There. Dominant Industry. And this is the Mirror Silver. And then they have another one that is champagne gold. It's either champagne gold or rose gold. I can't remember. But yeah, these nibs need to be cleaned. But whatever brush you use with that ink, I don't know what the solvent is, but they're hard to clean. So anyway, let's do these. Let me find a relatively soft. Just using my kind of cheapo brushes for this swatching situation. Okay. I gotta do my circles. Forever. Yeah, she's amazing, isn't she? It's funny. I was on Etsy last night just looking at stuff. I don't remember what I was looking for, but oh, yeah, I do remember what I was looking at. I was looking at Sean's 3D printing. He does he makes watercolor palettes with his 3D printer, and he makes inserts for Altoids cans. So you can make like little watercolor sets that fit in an Altoids can. And yeah, and they're like the perfect size and shape for an Altoids can. And he makes them in different configurations with like 6 wells, 12 wells. I think he even makes one with 24 wells for watercolors. So you can squeeze your tube paints into the little wells and then have them in your Altoids can. And then he makes little mixing palettes that fit in there too. It's kind of cool. And he even makes them for the little miniature Altoids cans. Go check him out on Etsy. It's called what's his name? Sean's 3D Print on Etsy. Makes all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so what was I saying? I was on Etsy. Oh, and my list of favorites, things that I had favorited in the past, is kind of like right there, when you open up Etsy. And there was a whole bunch of things from Forever French that I probably favorited, like, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. I haven't bought anything from her for a long time, but all the things that I had favorited are sold. So you probably bought them all, Heather. Oh, little plastic dividers out of chewing gum packaging. What? Why don't you make videos, Laura? Okay, that's 1 dozen. I don't know if this is going to be enough. There's 36 colors. Oh, yeah, I think there'll be enough. I think there's going to be enough for 36 swatches. I did these little swatch things with different punches, like I did hearts, I did bigger circles, hexagons. I don't happen to have any square punches for some reason, so I can't do square. But hi, Rosemary. You would, Laura? You would go on live with me? Oh, whoa! I miss you guys too. I need to quit just vegging out in front of the television. I need to start watching Rosemary more often. Okay. I really want to try that. I really want to try that palette paper, and I really need to go pee. Anyway, I sort of want to sort these out by color again, like like this. Let's see, there's white. So I can kind of do them in order, you know? Okay, oranges, pinks, blues. It's a green. It's a blue, green. Excuse me. Okay, that's a gray. That's a coral. That's another gray. Green. Blue. Willow. Gold. There's the other white. There's purple. Purple. These are like reds. Bronze, copper, pink. Okay. So it goes like this. This is how the colors go. White, rose, canary yellow, golden hour. It's a funny name for a color. Apricot, papaya orange, marmalade, coral, bubblegum pink, pink, wait, oh, pink, rose quartz, rose, amaranth red, magenta, strawberry red should probably be there, lavender, royal purple, midnight blue, glacier blue, sky blue, cerulean blue, turquoise, emerald green, cactus green, lime green, chartreuse, Olive green should come before chartreuse. Sage green. Wait. Olive green. There's sage green. Okay, and then gold. Aztec gold. Bronze. These actually look pretty good on the white paper, so okay, bronze, copper, deep brown, silver, pearl gray, space gray. Okay. Oh, you were on live, Rosemary? I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so these are okay, it was the 36 set. All right, and I'm just going to take this right out of the tube. Doesn't take much. So just like a little dollop. Little dollop of daisy. Oops, dang it. I went out of the lines. Okay, that's the white. And this is the white rose. Which I don't know why it's called that. It's kind of, well, oh yeah, I guess if there was a white rose, it would probably be this color, right? We always think of rose as being pink, right? It's kind of like a off-white color, which is sort of cool, actually. Okay, and then canary yellow. Yeah, a little dab will do ya. Exactly. So gouache, like I said, like earlier today, you can use it lots of different ways, you know. Like you can, like I said, you can water it down. You can use it like a wash of watercolor, or you can use it very opaque, like almost like poster paint, you know. And for the most part, it dries opaque. More opaque than when you lay it down, is what I was trying to say. I don't know everything there is to know, obviously, about gouache, but I do know that historically it was used. The reason they call it designer's gouache is because it was used by, like, in the advertising industry, to do like illustrations for print. So it was very like temporary kind of medium, you know, like all it needed to do was hold up until it could be, until they could get their print layers done, you know, like photographed and all of that. So it wasn't used typically as a medium for fine art. Like it was really used mainly by designers for, you know, like advertising. So anyway, This is the papaya orange. Sorry, I wasn't telling you the colors. So this was canary yellow. This is that golden hour color, which I think is a weird name. This one is apricot. This one is papaya orange. Are you back already, Carla? That was a quick shower. I finally like decided, okay, I need to put a stool in the shower so that I can just sort of like relax in the shower without, because like I was telling you guys earlier, it's really hard for me to stand for a long time. And I don't have a bathtub down here, so all I have is a shower. But I finally decided to put, I need to mix this up. This one, the binder is like separating. Anyway, I finally put a stool in the shower. So lately, like, I've been taking like these super long showers, like the longest shower, and it's so nice. I know, they're pretty amazing, aren't they? I don't remember how much this set cost, but I don't think it was super expensive. This is marmalade. This is the color marmalade. So here's what they're looking like so far. It's kind of hard to see while they're wet, but they do dry pretty quick. Like, yeah, they're not quite dry yet. So between swatches here, I'm like basically rubbing out as much water as I can off my brush on a paper towel. So this is coral. Anyway, so what I was trying to say earlier was that if you want to keep your gouache paint as opaque as possible, then you really don't want to use that much water on your brush. You really want to use your paint directly from the tube. And also, they do sell gouache in pans where you can like re-wet it. Like watercolors come in, you know, little trays. But since it's really better to use gouache in its direct from the tube consistency, if you're trying to maintain that opacity, then gouache in pans is not great. It's better to have it in tubes because you have to add water to it to reconstitute it when it's in a tray or in a pan. And this is the pink bubblegum color right here, right there. Anyway, and that makes it really hard to, you know, keep the water ratio to a minimum when you have to add water to the paint in the pan to reconstitute it. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to use gouache straight from the tube, which is why I got that palette paper and stuff earlier. I do have a pretty nice set of gouache paints, but I haven't, you know, like I'm glad that I never squeeze them out into pans because usually I'll do that with regular watercolors. But anyways, so this is pink. This is bubblegum pink. This is pink. This is coral. So if you do buy some gouache, just keep it in the tubes. I mean, if you have some paint that's left out like on a palette and it dries up, you can still use it like you obviously you can, you can re-wet it, but to keep it as opaque as possible. And the reason that most people who want to keep it opaque is because you can layer them up. Like you can layer these colors on top of each other. And you won't see the other color underneath. You know what I'm saying? Like I think these would be great even to use on coloring book images in some way, like maybe not like really detailed coloring books, although people do some pretty amazing finely detailed paintings with gouache, like miniatures. Anyway, so that was rose quartz, and this one is rose. That one is rose. So that's why that didn't make sense to me. White rose. You might get this set before you get the inks. I'm a terrible influence, huh, Carla? Wait till you see the Calero and the Finetech watercolors. Wait till you see those. Oh my God, you're gonna die. This is Amaranth Red. So also just to show you guys, so I'm wiping off like any of the excess paint that's on my brush. I'm wiping it off on this paper towel before I put my brush in the water, just to keep my water as clean as possible for as long as possible. Okay, and then Strawberry Red. Yeah, I know you like to paint, huh, Carla? And I'll share the link to that sealer if you do wind up getting the gouache. I'll send you a link to that that sealer. You can find it on Amazon. It's made by Jacquard, and if you just Google or if you just search on Amazon for Jacquard wax sealer, it'll come up. I know the Kuretake watercolors are awesome. I was just talking about them earlier. I got that new set, the what are they called? The Art Nouveau set. And all I've done with them is swatched them out. I haven't really done anything with them yet. But they are really pretty colors, and I love that there's no duplicates. So that's magenta. This is lavender. The yellows generally, it looks like, are not very opaque, but they really weren't on the white paper either. See? But as we get into the darker ones, they're more opaque. So I don't know, the white and the white rose seem to be relatively opaque. I guess that's a pretty thick layer on there though. Anyway, I was thinking if you added white gouache to them, they'll be more opaque, like these colors. Of course, it's gonna, turn them more into even more of a pastel shade, but if you need them to be opaque, then you could do that. Okay, and this is Royal purple. This one's kind of separated too a little bit. I know you're not asking me, Annabelle, but I would recommend getting that 56 color set, because I'll tell you my reason. Because they don't sell them open stock, for one thing. Like, I don't think you can just buy single colors of the Kuretake colors. You might be able to, but I think they're kind of expensive if you do. So if you buy, like, say, like, I think this is 12 colors. So if you buy a set that's 12 colors and you really love them and you want to get more colors, so you go to buy another set, you're going to get duplicates of these colors. Like, as the sets get bigger, they don't have, like, unique colors. Like, they duplicate the colors. They just add more colors in each set. So I would get, like, the biggest set you can, and I would get the 56 colors. And it's usually like around $50, something like that. And then if you want to get another set, if you like those, then if you get that Art Nouveau set, which is 24 colors, then these colors are all unique and they're not duplicates of anything that's in the 56 set. Just saying. They do on many colors. Okay, well, that's good. But you know what I'm saying? So it's just a better deal, I think, to get the 56 color set. I think there's some metallics in there too that might not be in the 45 or the 48 set. But anyway. Okay, so this is Midnight Blue. Oh, that was a little too much, but yeah, and I bought that 12 color set thinking that they were unique colors, but they weren't. All those colors are in that 56 set. So, whatever. Okay, and this is Glacier Blue. Where do they have open stock? On Amazon? Because there are some colors that I am sort of running low on. I should just go ahead and get the Starry Colors set, but I already pretty much have, like, all of them. I think there's only 3 that I don't have. Yeah, the graphite colors one are really pretty. They're beautiful. And they work really well with the Derwent Graphitint pencils. So this is Sky Blue. The last one was Glacier Blue, just FYI. Excuse me. They're so dark. Like that graphite color set, they can be so dark, but they're so beautiful in just like a really light wash. Okay, this one's Cerulean Blue. You want to move your pans around. I don't like having colors in so many boxes. You mean your Kuretake colors? I'll show you what I did. with a lot of my Kuretake colors and pretty much all of my fine tech colors. I put them in these trays, and I just put a little magnet strip on the bottom, and so I can fit 2 of those sets in one of these cans. Yeah, here's the graphite colors, and then there's those Boku Undu ones, the Japanese ones. Yeah, see, these are the graphite colors, and then these are the, this is how it's spelled. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, these little cans are really cool, and you can get these on Amazon. Yeah, and just, oh, I guess I didn't put magnets on these, but yeah. But those Japanese ones are almost exactly the same as the Kuretake ones. I thought they were different for some reason. But see, like they almost match up exactly. But see how pretty they are in that really light wash? I love them. I love them. Okay, let's finish this. This is turquoise. There really is a nice range of colors in this set. I don't know if they make these in a smaller set. The metallic gouache, but I haven't tried very many Arteza art supplies. So I know that I did buy some of their fine liners. I bought a set of their fine liners, and I didn't really like them. I don't really like them. I don't know why. I can't even explain why, but I don't really like them. And I just thought they felt really cheap. But I'm kind of a marker snob, I guess. But so I wasn't like super thrilled with those. And I have bought some of their acrylic paints, like their metallic acrylic paints. And those were okay. But it's kind of hard to mess those up. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if Walmart can make them, and then I think Arteza can make them, you know? Anyway, nothing against Walmart, just saying. Like acrylic paints, I think Liquitex, I mean, that's a whole other subject, but golden and everything. But I wasn't super happy with the fine liners, and so I was kind of disappointed in Arteza. And I don't really like their watercolor paper. So this set of gouache must not have been too expensive if I bought it. Because I'm just saying, I probably wouldn't have risked too much money on something made by Arteza if it was, you know what I mean? But I really wanted it, and I don't think anybody else makes a set of metallic gouache. Oh no. There's a guy on Etsy selling Kuretake palettes. Oh, this set is $33 on Amazon. Thanks, Carla. Yeah, I think that's probably about what I paid for them. Like, I don't think I would have paid an arm and a leg for them. I really like this olive green. It's really pretty. I think these look great on black, honestly. Not as good as the Calero and Fine Tech watercolors, though. I'm just saying. Those watercolors are amazing. Amaze balls, as the kids would say. Arts Toe members pan set and a 24 pan set. How much is the 48 pan set? This is the chartreuse. Chartreuse is one of my favorite colors in the whole world. Chartreuse and like really deep oranges. I love orange. It's one of my favorite colors. It's my favorite. Okay. Sage green. It's a really pale green. But green it is. It is definitely green. Yeah, they are hard to paint with. They can be. I think they're fun to just do crazy stuff with them. You know? Like oh, I did a jellyfish the other night. I'll show you. I mean, I was just screwing around, but see, I did some jellyfish. They're just fun. Here's another one where I tried to actually like pay attention to what a jellyfish looks like. Gold. This is gold. Okay, and then Aztec gold. I like the Aztec gold. I think it's really pretty. It's more of an orangey type gold. See my paper towel now? And then bronze. I haven't, I'd like to try these kind of washed out, like with a lot of water, you know, and sort of see how they behave. Okay. Oh, it's 38. Okay. Well, that's all right. Something like that. I don't think I paid 38. I think I paid closer to 30. They probably gone up. But, you know, Amazon be like that, just saying. Right? You never know with Amazon. Okay, and then this is deep brown. These are only 12 milliliter tubes too. So, you know, they're, but I think a little goes a long way. There's gouache that is sold in 5 milliliter tubes. So, you know, I think a 12 milliliter tube is not bad. Most companies will sell 5 milliliter and 15 milliliter. So these guys kind of split the difference. So this one is silver. Uh-oh. I'm going to be short one. Well, I'm going to split this circle in half and do half of it with pearl gray. And the other half with the space gray. You see white and gold in open stock and Amazon. What? White and gold. White and gold what? Kurotaki? Oh. Hmm. Okay. There we go. I love the greens. You guys probably can't see them as good as I can, but the greens are really pretty. These blues are kind of meh, you know, but from this turquoise all the way through, I love all these greens. I love most of the pinks and the coral. Yeah, just depends on what colors you like, I guess, you know, but yeah, beautiful. And here's how they look on white again. I should probably swatch them on craft just for fun, right? Uh, Rosemary, did you want to see? You got to see the gouache, the set of gouache that I got. You've probably seen it. I got one of those Hemi sets, those huge sets of gouache. It's crazy. I was gonna. You know what I really need to use, you guys, are these things. Does anybody remember back in the day when does anybody remember when I had that journal that was published in Greencraft magazine? And they sent me like a gift card to I don't remember what the name of the shop was, but it was like some art supply place that was way overpriced and expensive. It was like a $200 gift card or something like that. Anyway, but they sent me that gift card, and so I bought, with that gift card, I bought these. I mean, I bought all of these things and a couple other things, but so these are those color bursts, Ken Oliver color burst. So I bought like all the sets that they had, and they're pretty cool, like neat, you know. They're just like super unpredictable, right? Like you don't have any control over what's happening there. I don't like the applicators. Like it's like this. Oh, I cut all of the I cut the tips off of these so that I could actually get the powder out of these bottles, because it was a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's like watercolor, but I believe it's dye. I don't think it's actual like watercolor pigments. I think it's dye. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's try one of those. Let's try one of these really thin. Now I'm getting too much stuff on my desk. Well, yeah, there we go. Okay, so you go like this. Yeah, I have some of the Lindy's Magicals too that I got like at some other time. I think I actually got those at Tuesday morning. But anyway, it's just this powder. It's pretty crazy what these things do, actually. But I need to use these. And then the other thing I got were these liquid metals by Ken Oliver Crafts also. And I think there's like six colors or something. I don't know. I need to use them up. Yeah, I cut the tips off of all of the bottles. Okay, that's plenty. Just wait, you guys. Just wait. Hold the phone. I gotta put something on my desk. I know I probably got the powder all over the place already. I have a feeling this paper is way too thin to produce anything. Crazy, huh? Yeah. They're fun. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Yeah. Totally crazy, huh? Yeah, and then they mix together like I mean, you could just let it dry like that. Yeah, they're definitely dye based. I don't believe they're like actual watercolor. You know, pigment. I don't think they're pigments. I'm trying to soak up a little bit of that out of the middle. But yeah, they're fun. And so they're all different colors, like different colors of dye, like crystals or something, all kind of blended together in that bottle. And then when you shake them out, you can see the colors all separate, which is, I think, is super rad. But yeah, so I need to use these too. These will be one of those things that they'll find 100 years from now, like when I'm dead and gone, and be like, what the hell is this? Anyway, so you can, so you can do that, and then, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. You can do whatever you want, but another thing that's kind of fun is to just, God, I'm gonna have this stuff everywhere. Is to wet the paper first. See, you can see there's little bits of see, there was just little tiny dots of it in the cap. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really fun stuff though. Let's do this Terravert color. Oh shoot, I just dropped a whole bunch on there. Anyway, so if they want to make a color, like say they want to make green, they know that yellow and blue makes green. So they put yellow crystals and blue crystals in there. And you can see, and probably orange crystals. So you can see that there's, like, they separate out. Like you can see orange and blue crystals. But then when they mix together with the water, then it makes green. So yeah. So this is wetting the paper first, and this is wetting the product on dry paper. But yeah, it's so intense. Like it's such rich color, you know. I just wish they were metallic. You know. Anyway, and then I literally have like, oh my God. This is Tuesday morning. This is Tuesday morning's fault right here. I have like 20 bottles of shimmer mist. So I have like 3 bottles of each color. And who needs that much shimmer mist? Because I can't even seem to use 1 bottle of shimmer mist. So, yeah, I don't know. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 9 different colors of shimmer mist. And I'll send you some shimmer mist, Carla. What colors do you like? You like blues. I know you like blues. Oh, did they close finally? I never knew that they closed. Oh my god, this one's super orange. Oh, you're good. That's so funny. I didn't know Tuesday morning closed. It was news to me. This is like a pink. Yeah, I'm just going crazy now. But it's pretty. It's super pretty. Yeah, this paper is not super great, but it was only like $10 or something, so it was worth a shot. Anyway. Oh, they made what? Was that Tattered Angels? Is 7 Gypsies? Is that the same company? Yeah, sharp orange. Anyway, I don't know what to do with these now. Okay, well, I'll just let them dry over here. So maybe we can do some stamping next time, huh, guys? Want to do it? Want to do it again? We could do this again. It'll be fun. We can just sit and chat. I promise I won't start crying again. I have to knock them over. Does anybody want some shimmer mist? Oh, Lord. We could actually do some artwork maybe. Those don't fit in there. Yeah, and now it's going to take me like, I don't know how I'm going to get this off my desk. Back in the day, I used to always keep my desk covered with a thing. Let's see if it'll come off with baby wipes. No. No, maybe. Oh yeah, hand sanitizer. Looks like it's coming up pretty good though. Oh shit. The thing is like wherever there's like the tiniest little speck of dust of this stuff, see? Like it just goes everywhere. Especially after I cut the little nozzles off of the bottles. Now, and then it really goes crazy. Anyway, so let's do some stuff next week. Want to? Yeah, it is kind of dangerous. I think it would be really fun, like on a huge piece of paper, and almost like marbling, kind of, and try to get it. Yeah, it is worse than glitter for sure. But like to do it like on a huge piece of like printmaking paper or something like that, like a decent quality paper, and then and create like something, something where you can cut it up and use it in crafts, because I think that, like, I don't know, like I don't know. That could be like an Aurora Borealis type of thing. But maybe journal covers, notebook, like sketchbook covers. Haha. What do you guys think? That's actually a pretty good idea because this stuff is, I mean, it is cool. And then I could just like splash, like, you know, little dots of like metallic paint and stuff on it. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Yep. Book covers. All right, you guys. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. I still have to pee. And I need to eat. I haven't eaten. And could we go on papers that have text? Yeah. That would be cool. I even do some stamping. Like I have these rubber stamps that have, like dictionary definitions and that kind of stuff. I would like to try it on like a heavier paper, like on a really good quality, almost like watercolor paper, paper that I could make boxes out of and stuff like that, you know. Anyway. Okay, guys. Love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. That was fun. That was super fun. We'll do it again. I'll I'll schedule it and we'll see if I hold to it. What day is it? Is it Thursday or Friday? What day even is it? It's Thursday. Okay. Next Friday? All right, guys. I love you. Talk to you soon. Try to stay out of trouble while I'm not watching you. And don't touch the buttons. Don't play with the buttons. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye, guys. See you soon.